Well, I've got 6 kids. Amanda and I have 6 kids. Oldest is 16, my youngest is 5. My oldest is mildly autistic. Um, so whenever it came to school, whenever he was around 4 years old, we started discussing school, and we realized that a public school setting probably would just not work for him because he has attention problems. And I didn't want him left behind in all this.
I'm a speech pathologist. I worked in many settings. I've worked in the public school setting. I've worked in private clinics and learned a lot through that journey of what it looks like to try to make a child fit to an educational atmosphere that wasn't right for him. And raising our son is what motivated us to create something a little bit different. We did homeschool him for a while, and the problem with children with special needs is they don't get to join into extracurricular activities that exist in our communities, like team sports or even your local arts club and things. It's a challenge, and to have an experience like that that's successful for children with special needs. And so we feel that the best thing we can give them is a daily education that fits their needs, where they feel like they're having fun and they are equipped with the support that they need to learn. So I had about 7 kids, all on the autism spectrum, that were basically homebound because of their behavior and the anxieties that they had going to schools. Even couldn't go to clinics locally to get all of their therapies. So they were basically down to just getting the hour of speech therapy a day here and there that I could give them, and we knew that they needed more. And so we developed a cooperative for them where they could all come together. We started this in our own home. We took in our carport and made it to a classroom and hired an occupational therapy assistant, a physical therapy assistant, and with just us 4 individuals and 7 kids, we just started giving them a little bit of an educational opportunity to socialize with one another and still get their therapies that they needed. And we wanted to give a break to their parents. We wanted the kids to have a really natural social experience that they weren't able to get because of their disabilities. And then our phone started ringing, and we started hearing from parents with lots of different needs. So about half of our kids here have been through the foster care system. And what a lot of people don't realize is, even though they're talking and walking and reading and writing, being through trauma or maybe things that they've been exposed to even in your utero or early on in life, it creates executive functioning problems. So you have impulsivity, and sometimes the fight or flight is very present in those kids. And so being able to have a different learning atmosphere is very important for their emotional well-being, so that they can get out of that fight or flight response long enough to learn and to not be triggered by the anxieties of just, I can't read this word right now, to help them learn how to cope with those feelings that they have. We have a lot of kids here that have communication difficulties, and so we use things like speech devices or other communication means to help them get an education, whereas they may miss out on opportunities in other typical classrooms. We believe all kids can learn, and despite disabilities or diagnoses, that it just takes a heart and it takes someone to get on their level and really connect with them to help them learn. And so that's what we feel like we can do here in this environment. We feel that there's a lot of kids that are sort of in the shadows and that were needing an option and that did not exist for them. And so we started this about 4 years ago with 7 kids, and now we have 40. And we are still getting calls all the time for parents that are looking for something that fits their child instead of their child having to fit the only 2 options that are there. Most of the time our parents feel desperate, and they have been searching and they have been stuck in a situation that they knew wasn't best for their child. And so when they find out that we're out here, there's a lot of relief, I think, and we are able to work together and ask them what their goals are for their children and how can we adapt their educational program to what fits their child. And so they get a lot of input in that, and they get to create a school day for their child that is something that their child can tolerate and that meets them where they are.
My name's Nishon.
Nishon,
Cool.
do you love the Lighthouse?
Do you love the Lighthouse?
Yes.
Oh, what do you love about the Lighthouse?
What do you like?
I like to work.
You like to work? Okay.
That's awesome.
Do you like your friends at the Lighthouse?
Yes.
And your teachers?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect, dude. Appreciate it. Awesome.
I like that you get to work with your friends, and you get to choose what you want to learn. And I just like everything about it.
There needs to be options for these families. Public school is not for everyone. I'm not a hater of a public school. I'm a product of a public school. But I know public school does not work for every family. I know that 100% without a doubt. Give us the freedom to choose, even the ones that can't afford it.